Hello there, morbid maniacs. It's time for another spooky video, a part of Vlogtober. And for tonight's spooky video, I'm going to be doing a requested video actually, and that is about Bobby Mackey's music world. By the way, if I seem a little agitated in this video, please do not take it personally. I hope it's not that noticeable, but literally right before I started filming, I'm on like a time limit right now because I'm trying to film before my dad gets home. Literally every single second my phone has been ringing off the hook, and it's like those telemarketer people. You guys know what I'm talking about. Those calls are very annoying, and it's just like non-stop 24/7, so I'm sorry if I seem a little agitated. That's the reason why. Bobby Mackey's is a bar and nightclub which contains a mechanical bull and a dance floor. It's located in Wilder, Kentucky, and it's owned by Bobby Mackey. Mackey, a country singer, bought the building so that he would have a place to always sing and play his music. He opened it in September of 1978. It sits along the Licking River, where Native Americans fought for centuries on that land bloody battles. When white settlers came into the area in the 1700s, the area was called the Leech Station. But by the 1800s, it was renamed Wilder. During 1850, a large slaughterhouse and meat facility was built in the area. It was meant to carry meats to the northwestern Kentucky and Cincinnati, Ohio. They didn't dispose of the remains very well on the meats, and so they ended up throwing all the blood, guts, bones, all of the icky stuff from the meat into the well which was in the basement. This well was known to leak into the river, which would make it bloody. The slaughterhouse was closed in the 1890s, and for a long period of time, the building became unused and abandoned. And it was during this time that satanic cult activity started to take place there. Animals, and maybe even some humans, were being used for rituals and blood sacrifices. In 1896, the murder of a 22-year-old woman named Pearl Bryan made headlines. She was a small-town girl from Greencastle, Indiana. Her body was found decapitated in a field by the slaughterhouse. Pearl was pregnant at the time, and her boyfriend, Scott Jackson, who was a student of the Ohio College of Dental Surgery, urged her to go to Cincinnati so that he could perform an abortion on her. Jackson had the help of his room and classmate, Alonzo Welling. They attempted the abortion, but it went horribly wrong and Pearl passed away. To cover up their crime, they put her body into a field, surgically removed her head so that she could not be identified. The sad part is, they would have gotten away with this crime had they not forgotten her shoes on her feet. The police eventually found them and they were sentenced to death. While waiting to die, Alonzo Welling had vowed that he would haunt that area forever. Pearl's severed head was never discovered. Some believe that Jackson had a hand in the satanic cults that took place in the basement. and that he may have used her head in one of their rituals. The slaughterhouse was soon demolished in the 1920s and a new building was put into its place. It became a secret bar and casino during Prohibition. When Prohibition ended in 1933, Buck Brady bought the building and renamed it the Prime Rose. After unsuccessful operation and not really making too good on his business, it became very well known to Cincinnati mobsters. When Brady refused to sell the building, the mobsters escalated to violence, fightings, threats, and attempted murders to staff and customers out in the parking lot. Robert ended up drawing a gun out on one mobster. Okay. Brady ended up drawing a gun out on one mobster. I did it again! Nah. Brady ended up drawing a gun out on one mobster named Albert Red Masterson and was charged with attempted murder. He sold the building and moved to Florida in 1946. In the 1950s, the building was reopened as a nightclub and was named the Latin Quarter. So this is when one of the building's most well-known ghosts came to be. There was a young girl named Joanna, who was the daughter of the owner of the nightclub at the time, and she fell in love with the singer who sang there named Robert Randall. She ended up getting pregnant by him and planned to run away, but her father had found out about her plans. He forbid them to ever be together again and used his criminal connections to have the singer killed. When Joanna had learned what had happened, she was heartbroken and devastated. So much so that she attempted to poison her father before going into her dressing room and taking her own life. Her body was found lying in the basement right next to the well, and it's said that her spirit is doomed to haunt the music hall forever. She often comes around the building carrying the scent of rose perfume. In 1978, fatal shootings had taken place there, and the local authorities were forced to shut it down. In that same year, the country singer Bobby Mackey had bought the building and turned it into a music hall. Paranormal activity is said to have taken place there since day one. Although Bobby himself is a little skeptical about the whole ordeal, he did write a song titled Joanna, but his wife is said to be a victim herself and was attacked by unseen forces. She said she was overcome with the scent of rose perfume. Then she was picked up and thrown down the stairs. This was by a seen force, which she described as looking just like a sketch of Alonzo Welling. All while hearing a voice going, "Get out, get out." She refuses to come into the building ever again. Even a former caretaker who used to live in a small apartment upstairs claimed to be demonically possessed and even had an exorcism in the club one night by a minister. There were even contractors who were hired to renovate the building who were slapped, scratched, and growled at. Men have been said to be thrown across the floor. Furniture is known to move all by itself. And it's said that the well in the basement is a portal to hell. And most people refuse to go down there because of the effect that it has on them. It is believed that if you stand too close to the well, that something will push you. And a mysterious cowboy is known to lurk down there. Growls and screams have been heard throughout the building, as well as growls coming from the well itself. A woman in white is known to haunt the parking lot, showing herself to customers before vanishing into thin air. Joanna is known to come along with her rose-scented perfume and sing along to the music. Pearl Bryan's headless spirit is also known to haunt the building. Buck Brady is also said to be a spirit which haunts the building. Stairs near the well have been called the stairs that lead to nowhere, and you can often hear phantom footsteps walking up and down them. A customer claims to have experienced a suffocating heat, a flying trash can, and a man with a handlebar mustache repeating, "Die game," which is Latin for well and dying good. He experienced all of this while using the men's restroom. A club manager claims that late at night, when the club was shut down, she would walk through making sure all the lights and stuff were off. Hours later, she would return to find the lights on, the doors unlocked, and the jukebox playing a song which was not on it, called the Anniversary Waltz. Another employee has witnessed the apparition of an angry man. There is even a hallway with spackled bullet holes still in the walls from the past. Many people are skeptical about the stories that come along with Bobby Mackey's because most of the history is not written down on historical records. However, at the time, the events were undocumented and ignored due to the large amount of crime which was in the area. Many paranormal investigators have visited the building, including the Ghost Adventures crew, which is where I first found out about Bobby Mackey's. They found some pretty good evidence on the building, and one crew member even claimed that the building was responsible for their divorce. It seems that no matter how many investigators or mediums or whatever they have come to help them cleanse this building, it seems that the dark force and energy just still lingers. It will not go. Hotspots in the area include the spotlight room and catwalk over the stage, the well in the basement, the old china room, and the platform area near the kitchen. People have even claimed to see ghosts in the mirror in the main room. The building is still open to this day, and they offer nightly tours. So there you guys have it. Have you ever heard of Bobby Mackey's Music World before? I have. Like I said, I first found out about it on Ghost Adventures, and I always found it to be interesting and kind of wanted to make a video on it for a long time, but I'm just now getting around to it, which for me it's perfect because it just means more awesome content for you guys on October. And have you ever visited Bobby Mackey's? Would you? I definitely would. Kentucky is not that far from me because I live in West Virginia, so it may be a future video. You never know. Let me know what you guys think, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a big ol' thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and become a morbid maniac. And I will see you guys in my next video.